This video is the second part of 5.1, so this is still 5.1. We call it B. In here, we study what is a relation versus function. And in algebra, because we we study two-dimensional things, the x-axis and all the values on the y-axis. So a relation is simply a set of ordered pairs, meaning one x and a y, that's a relation. Anytime you have an x and a y, so here is a set. This little wiggly bracket represents it's a set, and here's an ordered pair. And I'll do another example, 5 and -1. It can be anything. It could be 0 and 6, and so on and so forth. And then you do a close bracket. Okay. There are different ways to show this relation. It can be ordered pairs, like what it was upstairs in the definition. It can be a table, and it can be a graph. So 3 ways to explain it. And you need to understand the domain. Domain is all possible x values. That's the definition of domain. And if you want to further explain it, it's within a relation. So range, it's all possible y values within a relation. And sometimes we also call it input and output. And the way I remember it is that the first letter, right? I comes in the alphabet. I is in front of O, and D comes before R, and X comes before Y. That's how I remember them, because otherwise you get confused. Now, here are some examples here. We've got ordered pair here. That's already given. That's right here. And then we're asked to write them back into tables or graphs. And so for x, we pick all the x values. X is 5 in the first relation. Second relation is -7. Third one is 0. Next one is 4. And then all possible y's are 2, 1, 3, -4. And make sure that they correspond with the domain. And if we have to graph this, take 5, 2, for example, we have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2. That's 1. Okay. Second one is -7, so we go from 0, from the origin, to the left by 7. So that's here. And then we go up by 1 because it's +1. It's right there. And let me erase the ones that I don't need to make it cleaner. It's okay when on the scratch paper that you mess around with it because you have to count. But when you finish, especially in teaching, it's easier to see what the final results are. And the next one is 0, 3. That's 0. You already saw where I put my pencil. So you go from 0, which is here, and go up by 1, 2, 3, which is there. Okay. And the last one is 4 and -4. So I go to the right on the x-axis by 4, 2, 3, 4 here. Then I go down by 4. Is that 3 or 4? That's 4 here. So again, let me erase the ones that I don't need. So that's my final answer there. Okay. And to complete this problem, the domain, use a little bracket, is all the x values, 5, -7, 0, and 4. And make sure that you have the opening and closing bracket. Otherwise, it's incorrect because this tells me it's a set within this relations. Otherwise, it's just 4 random numbers. And the order of these don't matter too much. You can write whichever one comes first, whichever one comes next. And then the y is all the possible y values, and there are 4 y values. So I wrote them in random order. Actually, I wrote them in, what I should do is probably to write them in from small to largest, right? So that makes life easier. Now, next one, if you look at the table, I'm gonna go a little faster, get all the x's in here, get all the y in there, and now if you graph it, -6 on the x and then 0. So that's right here. I'm going to use a different color. Use red this time. And then +4 is right here. And 8 and -3. So 8 is the end of it. -3 is going down by 3. And then 1 and -5. So go to the right by 1, then go down by 5. That's right there. Okay. So the last one is this right? Yeah, no, that's right. The last one, the dots are given. But the table and the domain is, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to put in the domain here. The domain is, let's go from smallest to largest. So it's -6, 1, and 8. And then there's a repeat of 1. We don't need to repeat it because we already have the 1 in there. And then for the y value, the range is -5, -3, and 0, and 4. Okay. I'm going to move this up a little so that I can write better. So the last one, as I said earlier, these dots are given. If you look at the chart on the right, it's right here, right here, right here. So you have to read the dots back into the tabled format and then back into the order pairs. So let's look at this one first. Now, this one I have from the origin, I go to the right, go this way by 3, right? Is it by 3? No, by 2, I'm sorry. If I go there by 2 and then I go up by 4. So go to the right by 2, go up by 4. And then this one on the y-axis, obviously, I don't go left or right, so I'm at 0 right now. And then I go down. I don't go left and right, but I go down by -7. So that y is -7. And then this one here, this is going to the right by 4, I think. And then going down by -7. And then the last one in the 4th quadrant, I have -6 and -5, right? And you basically put a bracket on these. That's your ordered, that's the shortcut of order pairs. That's not official, but that's how we get the information. So we just simply write it down. 2, 4, that's a 2. And then 0, -7, then 4, -7, -6, -5. So order pairs are domain is -6, 0, 2, and 4. Go from less to more. Range is -7, -5, and 4. Okay? The last one I will demonstrate from 1st quadrant, 2nd quadrant, 3rd quadrant, and then to 4th quadrant. I won't give you an explanation, okay? So first one is 4, 0. Second quadrant, I have -1 and 8. There is another -5 and 3. And I have 2 and -4. And then I simply write them in ordered pair. -3, -5, 3, and the last one is 2, -4. Domain is put them in order. Order doesn't matter too much at this point. That's it. That concludes the second part of 5.1. Okay, let me know if you have any questions, guys. I will see you in class. Bye.